Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to talk about 6 common signs you may be dealing with a narcissist. And also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and check out my masterclass on what it takes to fully heal from abuse or from an abusive past. It's also in the description. A question which you will ask yourself when you find yourself in a relationship which someone is doing, your partner is doing things which don't even make sense, is a question like, what are some of the signs of a narcissist, or is my partner a narcissist? And actually, you may never really know if you are in a narcissistic relationship early on, because a narcissist will not come to you or will not come and tell you that they are going to manipulate you and they are going to exploit you for their needs. No. Even if they tell you that early on, like, hey, I'm a narcissist, I'll manipulate you, you'll not believe them because of course, you're so blinded in love or something. And you may find yourself just tagging along only to find yourself entangled in a relationship that's sucking the life out of you, because that's what a narcissist does. They suck the life out of you. So you may have never imagined that there are people, even people close to you, who just have a distorted view of reality, or who view things very, very differently. You never imagine that people can just do things, and you may be having these questions like, how can they do that? Like, how can they not understand that? How can they not understand empathy? Like, you'd never imagine that there are people in this world who will do whatever it takes to satisfy their needs. Like, they can't simply just ask nicely. No, they can do anything to feed their egos or to get what they want, even if it hurts other people. Like, they're just people who can do that. And the other thing is, we've also never been really fully educated enough to understand relationships, to understand toxic relationships, or to understand that not everyone thinks like you. Not everyone sees life from your own perspective. And there are people out there who are so deeply entrenched in a dark pit, and they may never even fully perceive or see the harmfulness of their actions. Like, they might hurt others, but they don't really see the harmfulness in their actions. You've also been deeply conditioned to believe that you have to stay with your partner for life, you have to stay in that marriage for life, or as they say, till death do us apart. And that in itself means that you'll try very, very hard to make the relationship work, even when it's so hurtful to you, even when you just deeply know that the relationship won't work, you still want to make it work. That's why, unless you see beyond your conditioning or beyond your false identities, you may never really know you are dealing with a narcissist. Of course, till you get to the deep end of the relationship, or till you get to the point where your pain is so much for you to bear. Like, you are in so much deep pain, and the only option for you is out of the relationship, or till you get to this point where that narcissist has discarded you or has left you for someone else. That's when you realize, hey, I was dealing with someone who was manipulative. And in this video, I'll be addressing some of the 6 common signs that will help you know if you are dealing with a narcissist. And I'll be referencing most of these contents from a very, very amazing book called You Can Thrive After Narcissistic Abuse, which I'd highly recommend. She's very, very amazing author in this space, and I'd highly recommend if you really, really want to understand these things on a deeper level. And then also another thing, this video is not for you to diagnose someone. No, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just quoting this from my own research, and just to help you, or to help you shed light on some of those questions you may be having around dealing with a narcissist. Yeah, so use these, or use all the information I provide with your best judgment. So, what's the first sign we're going to talk about? The first sign we are going to talk about is deep emotional insecurity. So a narcissist has deep emotional insecurity. So despite their outward appearance of superiority, confidence, narcissists are often emotionally insecure, like very emotionally insecure. They may have, of course, they may have like a deep-seated fear of abandonment, deep-seated fear of rejection, and they use their narcissistic behaviors as a way to protect themselves from these uncomfortable emotions, from these painful emotions of rejection. So, a narc is very secure, and they may easily get triggered, or they may easily get upset by small things. Can be something like, let's say you cook something, and then that thing, and then the food is or the food, or let's say the food if your food goes bad, or you put a lot of salt in your food, they may get furious and so angry over something like that, something that small. They may get also so furious and angry for something you've not done. And the thing is, they usually portray this mask of being full of themselves, but this is just a mask which covers their deep insecurities, their deep feelings of unworthiness, and their weak sense of self. And their insecurity can be so extreme to the point that they may track your every move, they may stalk you, or they may excessively control you so that they can prevent you from cheating. They may be overly suspicious of you cheating to the point that they track your every move, they have all your passwords like WhatsApp, everything. And the other thing is, they will also constantly like falsely accuse you of things you've done as a projection of their deep insecurities and fears. So the first sign is emotional insecurity. The second sign is extreme sense of entitlement and superiority. So the thing is, a narcissist believes that they are more superior than others, and they deserve like special treatment, and this will make them like walk over you, or they will walk over your boundaries. They will disregard your values, your beliefs, without really caring about how you feel. They do this because they want attention, admiration, or praise, or whatever else they want. And they may portray this picture that they have your back, they take care of you, but they may stab you in the back without a moment's notice. Like they may just portray this picture of caring for you completely, and then the next morning they don't even care about you. They just do something which is just out of the blue. They will sap out your energy, space, and resources without any kind of remorse or guilt. Like there's no guilt conscience. And they are also deeply convinced that they do what they do because they deserve it. And all you have to do is just to comply. Like you just have to comply. And if you fail to comply, they'll of course pull various manipulation techniques so as to get what they want. If it's sex, if it's assets, they'll just pull all those kind of techniques. The third sign is they love circular arguments and conversations that don't make sense. So I made a video about this in the past called word salad, and you can check it out in the description. So a narcissist will take you around in cycles in their conversations. They will not go straight to the point. They will instead take you on a roller coaster of word salad, like words which don't make sense. They may change the topic, of course, or use vague statements or vague descriptions which have no meaning at all. They may do this just as a way to deflect those arguments or to escape from those complex questions which need answers. So they may also use these circular conversations to just keep you busy, keep you engaged, keep you confused, or to deflect any uncomfortable conversations. You may be questioning them about something they've done, or something inappropriate they've done, or something they ought to do, or something they ought to take responsibility for. But instead of replying with a yes or no response, they divert the conversation to something totally different, or to something else, or even to something from the past. So those conversations will always leave you feeling anxious, feeling bad about yourself, feeling inferior, and you even wish that you had not raised those genuine concerns. So you were raising genuine concerns, let's say about cheating or faithfulness, but they'll just deflect it to something else, and you'll feel that it was just a waste of time talking to them. It's all about making you feel tired so that you can stop raising genuine concerns about the relationship or about their actions. And the fourth one is, of course, pathological lying. Like, the life of a narcissist is all about lying, putting on a mask, and it's all about it's like a web of deceit. So they compulsively lie about everything, even when there's no apparent reason to do so. They just lie. They may use lies to protect their reputation, their self-image, and to manipulate others to get what they want. So their lies will always begin in the early stages of the relationship, where they project this identity or this self of someone who may be having their lives together, like someone who's so composed, just so that they can hook you into the relationship. They may also rant about how they've been betrayed in the past, or how they've been hurt by their exes in the past, so that they can win your sympathy, so that they can win you over, like they were victims of abuse in the past. And a narcissist may also portray this grandiose picture of someone with very high moral standards, but what they are doing behind your back goes contrary to what they say. So they might say something like, I don't do this, but behind the back they're just doing all those things. They're just projecting. They can lie straight, with a straight face, of course, and you'll be very convinced that what they're saying is the truth. Even when you have clear evidence of their lies, you might have screenshots, you might have emails of past conversations, but they'll still lie with a straight face. And they may use their lies to convince others that they are very, very trustworthy, even when they are not. It's all about lying and lying. They may also lie about their life accomplishments, their achievements, but once you scratch below the surface, you will find that most of their deals, most of their business deals or careers and everything are kind of shady, or something doesn't really add up about what they say. They may say they have a lot of money, but when you see they are spending or them asking for money from you, you feel that all they are doing is lies. It's just a life built on lies and clouded by more lies, to the point where you don't even know what's true from what's not. If you go to the point where you are I don't even know what's true or what's not, then you may be dealing with a narcissist. The fifth one is constantly blaming others. If there is one thing a narcissist will never do, they will never take full responsibility or be fully accountable for their actions. They will always blame others or blame you for what's happening in their lives, even if it's clearly beyond your control. Even if it's something which you cannot control, they'll still find a way to blame you. So a narcissist may do something wrong or inappropriate and look for alibis or outside circumstances so as to avoid taking ownership for what they've done. It can be any outside circumstance. They will just find a way to twist it. They may also find a way to twist it and even pin you as the one who's at fault. That's what they mostly do. For example, if you call them a narcissist, of course they may deflect it back to you and call you a narcissist, and even convince you that you are the one who's the narcissist in the relationship. And they will even go to the extent of listing those undesirable behaviors you've engaged in while you are in the relationship that look narcissistic. And then you'll be very convinced. You'll start doubting yourself, you'll start questioning your sanity, and even believe their allegations, and even believe their false accusations that you are the narcissist. Another thing is when they are cornered, you've really cornered them, you have enough evidence, and they have no immediate response to your claims or to your allegations, they will of course pull out this victim card and blame their past They might blame their past traumas. They might blame what they underwent for their behaviors and actions. They'll blame, of course, their childhood or their traumas for what they are doing. But they will not, the thing is, they'll blame those things, but they will not take full responsibility to deal or to find healthy coping strategies to deal with those traumatic experiences. They'll just blame it, but not deal with it. But a normal human being will, let's say, blame it, but then find a way to cope with them in a healthy way. And once in a while, of course, the narcissist may also apologize, but it's something called a stringed apology. This is where they apologize, but there's a but in the end. So it's never really like a sincere or a genuine apology. They may say something like, I'm very sorry for what I did, but you should have never said that to me. So they're still rolling the ball back to your court. It's all about deflecting all responsibility. I did a video in the past called blame shifting. You can find it in some of my videos where you will understand these techniques and how they work really well. The last one, and also the common one, is they lack empathy. This is a very, very common red flag when you're dealing with a narcissist or when you're dating a narcissist in your life. They lack this ability to, or they have this difficulty understanding or connecting with emotions of others. They may show like a little or no regard to how you're feeling, and you will find yourself in this scenario of explaining to them basic concepts of life like care, compassion, feelings, love. You'll just be explaining to them those basic things like, hey, that's hurtful. And the thing is, they may also get upset, or they may be highly aggressive when you express your displeasure, or when you are displeased with something, or when you express your concerns. Instead of looking at it and then correcting it, no, they'll get angry and not change their behavior. So they will not be able to see those things from your point of view. Their actions may be very hurtful or very harmful to you, but they do not perceive it that way. They do not see those actions as harmful to you. That's why you may beg them to stop doing something. You may beg them to stop, let's say, stalking you. You may beg them to stop calling you those names, but they will look unbothered because they lack the remorse or the guilt conscience to see the wrong in their actions. They may lack the guilt conscience to see the wrongness in their behaviors. So those are the 6 signs, and I hope you find those informative. And yeah, as I said, like, dealing with a narcissist is not an easy experience, but being aware that there are people out there, this is a very, very important, guys. Like, there are people out there who can view you or who can use you as an object and treat you like less of a human being is just one of those steps in the right direction. Like, just knowing that they are there, not being naive and saying that I don't understand, like, all people are good. No, it's not about that. It's just understanding that those people are there, and understanding also that being in a relationship with one and sticking to the relationship will always be damaging to you and your self-esteem. So the other thing is, you may understand all these signs, but your mind will still find a way to justify your stay in the relationship. Like, you may read about it very, very, you may have these signs in your fingertips, but your mind may still find a way to justify your stay in the relationship because of something called the comfort zone of familiar pain. Like, your mind is used to that pain, and some of the reasons, common reasons, your mind may feed you with include something like this. I had this from the past from one of my clients: is my partner is not a full narcissist, or they've not been clinically diagnosed as a narcissist, or something like my partner does not display all signs of narcissism. Those are just the thoughts your mind will feed you. And actually, those concerns are very genuine, because even me, as I'm making this video, I'm not a psychologist and I'm not diagnosing anyone. But one thing that you have to understand is, learning about narcissism or these labels is not really for you to classify people as 100% narcissist or a narcissist. No, you learn so that you can understand that there are people out there even if they've not been diagnosed, who think way differently than you. And your job is now to keep yourself safe from those people. So your job is to work on your unhealed parts. Understand yourself. Understand your boundaries. Understand your limits. Understand what it takes to take care of yourself. Understand how to love yourself. And understand what you need to do to keep your inner peace. And also knowing that at times you can't change them. Like at times you can't change people. You just have to change yourself. Lastly, do not dwell so much on this question like your partner is a narcissist or not, but instead focus more on how the relationship is making you feel. Is it your source of daily stress and pain, or is it your source of growth and understanding? So don't focus so much on like the diagnosis or all these things. No, that's just the mind trying to keep you stuck. So all this information actually is really good, but the only one who has the key to bettering their life is you, and only you. Not even me or the narcissist or your partner. No, it's just you. If you want a better life, it's just you, not your partner. Like you hold the key to a life of fulfillment, and all this information just show you what's possible for you. Like all this information show you what's possible for you if you heal, and also what's possible for you if you do not heal. If you heal, you'll deal with these people so easily. But if you do not heal, you'll unconsciously attract these people. That's why people heal and people work on themselves. Hope you found that informative, guys. As I've said, don't use this to diagnose someone as a narcissist. No, use it for your own good, and know that there are people out there who can go to extreme to meet their needs, and you just have to find ways to protect yourself and to be safe. Hope you found that informative, guys. Until next time, feel free to share, comment, and subscribe. See ya.